Hi, welcome to the Skuttlebutts In. Well, this is my first episode. I thought Spirit's got some idea. I'm just going with it. So, I'm going to be reporting on and examining and looking at um, things that are coming to us from the psychic realm, readers and various others. So the first thing I thought I would hit on is I don't know how many. Well, let me tell you first a little bit about how I got, or how I was led, brought along into being a light worker. Now, many, many, many decades ago, the first book I ever read was written by Shirley MacLaine. It was called Out on a Limb. She had had some experiences. And then I came across some of Ruth Montgomery's books, and I read a couple of them. Then I think it was probably Edgar Casey, and then Sylvia Brown, psychic. We all know who Edgar Casey is. But anyway, that was my first. Those were the breadcrumbs that were laid out to me first in my early life, after high school. And Sylvia Brown was talking about, there's a few tapes online on YouTube 12 years ago. But anyway, I was checking her out because I got a lot of value out of her. The first time I ever meditated, I ever tried meditation, and it would have been guided meditation is what we call it. And Sylvia Brown had put a tape out. It was during one of the more difficult times in my life, desperately seeking peace, inner peace and calm. And so Sylvia Brown had a tape, and what her style was, she started with the muscles in the body, and she worked her way from the toes up through the limbs in your torso and your shoulders, arms, and up to the top of your head. And it worked. Thank God it worked. And that was my first introduction. And I put it down and did not practice again until just recently. It's very valuable. If you haven't, you should give it a shot. And but anyway, she was telling the story about, or telling the facts about. Let's see, we're in the 21st century, so in the 20th century, early 20th century, people were put into mental asylums for speaking about what we call astral projection now, or astral travel, out-of-body experiences. And she talked about a doctor, Sylvan Muldoon. He was on this planet between February 18th in 1903 to October 15th in 1969. Now, Dr. Sylvan Muldoon heard about the famous Irish medium and parapsychologist Eileen J. Garrett. She was a famous psychic, and she was born and died, and her time here was between March 17th, 1893 to September 15, 1970, when she passed. Sylvia Brown says she was a deep trance medium, like Sylvia was. But this Dr. Sylvan Muldoon, he was determined to find out if this was a real thing or not. I mean, they have lots of people in the insane asylums because of this thing. So he wanted to prove this could be done. And in a building, I don't know if it was, maybe it was the one he lived in, I don't know. But he picked a room in a building and he planted an open book. So it was open to a certain page. And another thing he did, there was a fireplace in there. He turned the fire on. And there was an apple. He cut the apple in half and set it there by the book. And he brought the Irish medium, Elaine J. Garrett, into his office, and he put her in a trance. And then when she returned, he questioned her, and it verified the book. She told him what page the book was open to, and she actually had read a little bit of the page and pointed out what it was talking about in the book, and said there was a fire going in the fireplace. So he was convinced, and then he started telling everyone, and he verified the out-of-body experience at this time in our history when people were being put in the insane asylums. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see what we have here. Then I've got my questions where I ask Spirit. Okay. And then we have, first, I'll report on what I heard about the Havana syndrome. I didn't know what this was, but I heard a Mel, a psychic medium, Linda G's friend. He put out a show this morning, and I was listening to his program. And the Havana syndrome is directed energy weapons. It's a form of microwave weapon. The government is very aware of it. They don't have all the details of it. It's coming in through commercial airlines. And Mel has zoned in on sports equipment carrying this through airlines coming in pieces after. And so after I heard his report, I Googled it. And what it does is it causes ringing in the ears, headaches, and fatigue. And the CIA, and personally, the CIA in January of 2022, they issued a report on a comprehensive study of 1,000 cases they did. And the sufferers described the initial noise as screeching, chirping, clicking, and piercing, followed by a sensation of intense pressure or vibration. The side effects are physical, loss of movement, hearing, and concentration. The debate over the causes has been fierce and contentious in the CIA. But when we're dealing and listening to what the CIA is telling us, we got to remember they're the ones that coined the term conspiracy. When it relates to the CIA, conspiracy is just another word for cover up, in my book, in my humble opinion. And by the way, this video is for spiritual and entertainment purposes only. Okay. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. I did not know what the Havana syndrome was, but that's what that is all about. I'm going to save that one for last. And then we have a reader in Australia, Lena Rodriguez, Tarot Down Under. I love her. She's just wonderful. And she just talked about Mark Meadows over the next 4 weeks. And basically, like she says, he's presently shacked up with the devil. I don't expect anything good coming out of that for him. Personally, no. If 45's going down, and I believe he is, Meadows absolutely is. Okay. And also, Lena reports at 45, he still doesn't understand that he's not the king of kings here in America. I'm just paraphrasing, but that's what it is. In fact, most of this is going to be paraphrased. Yeah, and regarding 45, the U.S. Patent Organization, whoever they are, right, has turned down the name Truth Social. 45 evidently wanted to have proprietorship over this, and they won't let him have it. And of course, 45's having the worst post-presidency retirement in the history of America. I don't feel sorry for him, but man, my sight tells me before his death, he's going to experience consequential pain and agony internally that he has never experienced in his life. Never. You know, I don't wish that on anybody, the pain that he's going to experience. But man, he worked hard at getting it. Okay. And then I asked some questions. And I flipped a coin on these. Susan, what was it? No, it wasn't Susan. It was one of the readers. I'm drawing a blank right now. Oh, wait a minute. It was a Fefe. Yeah. A Fefe was using a coin, for spirit, for the yes and no. I didn't have a coin, so I took a quarter, and with black nail polish, I turned it into a yes-no coin. I didn't have to, but I thought I'd do that. Then I checked with Spirit, said it's okay, we can use the coin. He said yes. So anyway, this is what I asked Spirit. Do we, or are we, members of different tribes in the divine realm? Yes. The reason I thought to ask this is because one of the books I'm reading is Journey of the Souls. Our lives in between lives here on Earth or wherever else we're going. So, and I had picked up on that in the book. That, and the author picked up on that it's tribal. Interesting. And then I'm asked, is that the root of the reason we are tribal here on Earth? Yes. I asked, Do extraterrestrials have souls? Yes. I've heard reports that there is a tribe of extraterrestrials attempting to harvest our human souls. I ask this because I have been hearing this. I don't know if it cropped up in the last 5 years or the last 10 years. But it has been reported, not among the readers, because, my own abduction goes back to 1968, the one that I could remember. And I'm not remembering when I'm off the earth. I mean, when, returning is the part that I'm remembering. And I believe it's this way because Spirit wanted me to be aware, but wants me to protect me from those memories. So on ship, I don't have memories. It's just the returning. And when I'm just gone off the planet, I remember that moment, and I remember the moment popping back on the planet. So that's why I asked. And I asked, are there some extraterrestrials with no soul? And he says, no. They all have souls. And because I told you there were extraterrestrials that I'd heard that were harvesting human souls, and they're not. And I ask, is this a lie being broadcasted by the military-industrial complex? No. By the CIA? No. And then I asked about the source where I received this information. Is it being broadcasted by, I'll use the initials, LMH? Yes. I asked twice. Got a yes. And then I asked, is LMH aware that this is a lie? I asked 3 times. 2 out of 3 times, the response was no. So there's that. Okay. And now, we did the Havana now. So this is my first video, so it's not going to be all that long or all that well organized. But I want to get it out there because the Skuttlebutts in, right? So, and then from Mel Sterling, the psychic medium, he checked in with Archangel Michael for a message. And I did write that down word for word because I have, and I will be, let's see, where is it at? Right here. I've set up RESH, Returning Earthbound Spirits Home. And when I do this, I do the standard verbiage, of banishment. And then I follow that up with asking or calling Jesus and by the blood of Jesus Christ, you have to leave. Well, and then I follow that up with four paragraphs that I read aloud as I am requesting Archangel Michael to come in and scoop up these earthbound spirits and take them home. So And so anyway, I thought I would read the message from Archangel Michael that Sterling Psychic Medium got. And it was reported on this morning. And this is August 28th, 2022. The message from Archangel Michael is, be it known that all of the archangels are here to protect you and fight for what is right. However, we need all of you to rise up in the spiritual sense and fight for what is right in the world. We know the world is going through a challenging time period right now, and we are here for all of you to support you and help you navigate this time. Earth will go through several decades of significant changes, and they have already started. The elevation and energetic level that you all discuss so frequently is already upon you, and those that do not strive to help humanity will eventually fall by the wayside. Keep the faith in any way you desire, but be prepared to bear up spiritual arms and fight the good fight. Know that we are all here with you all the time and will never leave your side. We continue to work side by side with many extraterrestrial groups on the other side to additionally safeguard the world, including what's happening in Ukraine. Go in love and peace and light, and we will talk with you again. So that was nice. Encouraging words from Archangel Michael. So now I'm going to end this tape, and I will try to figure out how I'm going to put it out there for the public consumption. Thank you for checking Skuttlebutts In, and I hope to be able to entertain you in another video and report the scuttlebutt. Okay? You have a good day. Bless you all. Thanks. Bye.